Okay, well, I just gave my wife a preview of that this site. We're both going to give our opinion there.
It sucks.
Uh, I've never been so disappointed in all my life. I might as well have just went out here and took a chance on somebody uh, on drugs or something. I mean, this site. I mean, my wife's seen it. I mean, it wouldn't do no good if you was texting these people because they get off her just as quick as they do on the camera. That's whatever this thing was. Yeah,
Oh, Mabel.
like I said, you didn't have nothing to worry about. That's true, but I can see why because there ain't nobody you want on there. Like no.
Thanks a lot, Dylan.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I guess that's the best that Fair's got. Then it'd be best to look up on it down here, I guess.
Well, we found one, maybe. That female, the other girl, but you didn't click on it.
There wasn't nothing.
Yeah, but there was two females, and
Yeah, they didn't want nothing. Like I said, there wasn't nobody from the United States.
it said USA on there, baby.
That's what I put as
Oh,
an interest.
but we could have talked to both of
Like I
them.
said, that they didn't want nothing. My wife just seen it. She's trying to make this thing out like it's something. There's nothing to it. We're on our own on this deal. Yeah, this ain't gonna help nothing. This is disappointing.
Females, you need to get on here.
Yeah, it's ain't nothing. Man, just disappoints. That's all right. Ain't nothing.
I'm getting started. Come on, females, because you need to get on here. I know you're hiding. Let's go.
Maybe.
Please, come on.
My wife's gonna have to do it out here whether she likes it or not.
Honey, I can't find nothing up there. It's dead.
Yeah.
Why don't you females come on here? What is going on with y'all? I know you guys are out there. Let's go. I can't find anything indicator, females. Let's go.
There ain't no other way.
Come on, let's go. Beautiful butterflies, let's go. We tried everything else. You guys won't talk on there. You guys won't do other sites. Let's go. Get on YouTube. Because we're a married couple, that doesn't mean go hide. We want to talk to a single female. Let's go. That's what we're looking for. We are looking for a unicorn bestie. Let's go.
I'm looking in the trash can.
Please, female. I don't care if you're wearing a t-shirt and jeans and flip-flops. I don't care if you're wearing a bikini. I don't care. As long as I get to talk to y'all. I don't care. My husband has a good reason why he don't want kids with y'all. Because you guys go play that tinkle tinkle on the floor and not pay attention to us. You're worried about them. They're not the only thing that's going to be in the house. It's going to be all of us as one.
No, it's just the attitudes of what we had here last.
Yeah,
I just didn't like being run over and having the goddamn drug addict up my ass and somebody out there claiming to be homeless lied
to me.
about that. didn't have a job when she could have been out there getting a job, and so much other stuff. Like I said, SSI, one fucking phone call away.
Yeah.
We can't do it for you.
No.
And whose fault is that, Susan? Huh? So like I said, you can only do so much. And if you can't beat what I guess this Dylan's head's messed up too with all this new technology stuff. I've been trying to give him credit, but it is you can't find that no internet. I've tried to tell people that, it's not like it was 10, 12, 13, 14 years ago, whatever. It's not the same anymore.
It's not.
There is no way you could find anything on the sites that most of the majority of these sites, you have to pay some credit card. There's some certain things are free, yes. But there's a lot of these that are just, they're not in any, well, what, we got a computer because we thought, well, things might still be the same. Like, Facebook's still free, but the problem is you got a lot of jackasses out there, and they go crazy on this photo mess and all this stuff, trying to say you're not this person or you're not that person. So, and they got people moderating stuff, and I'm not saying it shouldn't be, but it's obvious that there's no way you're going to succeed on this level. Not today. I mean, like I said, every chance we get out, which is not much, that's the only time we've got even the slimmest chance. And it may not be much, but it's the realest chance we got. We've tried everybody else's ideas. We've tried, we've tried some of this other stuff. But unfortunately, like I said, other than watching our Jim Cornette or listening to him because they don't have the budget for video. You can actually do that on video if they didn't want to spend all that extra money. I don't blame them. But I mean, Feather just have to take his chances out here. I mean, Feather found
it's dead, sweetheart.
Feather found one nut that might have not been the best, but
every time we go store, I can't find nothing. I can't find nothing out here.
I know, but that's all we got. We gotta be in the right place at the right time. That's all.
Like where, baby? We don't have
it could happen at any time. But as I said, we got our stuff on YouTube. We got our list. We watch boxing, racing. We got all them.
Yeah, but they don't answer that though, baby.
Well, it don't matter. There ain't no females gonna be on here.
There's gotta be.
I mean,
they gotta stop hiding.
There ain't none. What few are they? Where they don't even have a picture. Look at my fucking thing. I at least got a picture on here. No, nobody else puts an actual legit picture up. Yeah, it's an old picture, but it's all that they'd let me put up there. And it's not the best picture in the world. All I see is these people with J's and all kind of other stuff, with all this silly mess. You don't know who's who or what's what on here. I mean, I know Dylan because I gave him our thing and I didn't know what he had for a logo or nothing, or if he put an actual picture up or what. But we saw each other in the pig, and it's nothing against him, but if that's the best that Feather's got, this stuff, this more modern junk, all these people want to do is sit there and talk. Like I said, I read before my wife got up a while ago. I read all that shit. It says you can't hand out this, you can't do that. There's a whole list of shit. I mean, most of it, everybody knows not to do. What you talk about illegal drug use or some type of bullshit like that, or hurting somebody's feelings on purpose, or you, you, you know, most of it I can comply with. Like I said, it's all the stuff that we pretty well know. The thing that bothered me is like the personal information. Well, why wouldn't you get their permission? But can you trust that person? Is that something you could do sitting behind a computer, whether you're on video cam or not? How does that help you?
Because that's how you can talk to people.
How can you trust that person sitting behind? Yeah, I can trust my wife and I can trust myself.
I just talk
But I can't. But I cannot trust one of these goddamn goofballs sitting behind one of these fucking cameras, because I don't know if they're just telling me yes. If they were to have got that far, which they never would have, because too many guys on there.
Yeah, but there was 2 females on one.
And they passed us up. You just down there 2 or 3 seconds, and I knew they were from another country. Like I said,
yeah, but we were supposed to hit that chat thing.
No, they didn't give you time. They passed us up. Like I said, listen to me, people. They made a choice to pass us up, like all the other ones. They have an option. Same thing I was doing. I just would rather take my chances, as small as it is, as little itty bitty as it is.
Yeah, but you
right
said
here.
no drug addicts, don't baby, and I don't want that again because my feelings got hurt.
Everybody's not a drug addict.
Yeah, but they hate me.
But the problem is that,
every time I go outside, they run from
baby,
me.
it's the same ones you done food with up there, sweetheart.
And I get my feelings
Baby,
hurt.
look. That's the ones that support the drug addict people. That's not going to help. I'm talking about just being at a place, a store of some kind. And if it is the pig, goddamn, we got one of them fucking black women one time sit there and talk to us in the goddamn dining area over at the pig. Why can't it happen one more time? It could happen. Maybe if a feller says, maybe the next time they won't have nothing, and they won't have their phone sitting there waiting on it to ring. Maybe there'll be somebody come in there that don't normally come in, because we know Gene Wade's normal crowd. We know that much. The same, about 50 people or less. But like I said, there could be a couple times somebody comes from out of town. It could happen. Somebody walking down one of these roads that you don't normally walk down, you might end up with something. And you don't have to intentionally go up to everybody's door and announce it. But I'm saying it could be some way somebody could be on one of these roads. You just never know. And I mean, it can't be no worse than the crack whore. It's got to get better. I mean, like I said, they don't have to have everything perfect. The problem is the mental issues up here in the head. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I mean, we can sit there and listen to you for as long as we can. And whatever we say, about it, and whatever it was, we would expect you to then put it away. Whatever was said need to be said, then we put it away. Like I said, a lot of other things you can learn from the last time. You had somebody worried about their medicine, worried about somebody else getting raped. Well, what do you do? Well, I wasn't there and I didn't see it. But you know what? What's the use if you can't put them behind bars for life? What's the use? So even if something like that happens, what good is it? Nothing. There's nothing good comes out of that. Unless he was to die happen to die while he's in there, if it's long enough. But that's usually too good to happen to any person. So that's not nothing you can hope for. But so like I say, this is something that is just probably gonna take a little bit more time. And we learned a lot of lessons from the last time. It's lessons I knew before. I just didn't apply everything. Everything's kind of rushed. And when you rush something, it doesn't always turn out great. It usually don't. When you take little baby steps and like I said, there's nothing wrong with meeting somebody, giving them some time, a half hour, maybe 2 or 3 hours, whatever they could spare you. But it ain't a good idea to get them moved in because we know now we couldn't do that anyway. So they'd have to have something about them. And if at worst you had to find all of us a place, like if we had a place that we couldn't put you in, but yet you were, we knew enough about you, whoever that lady might be. If we knew enough about you and we knew you wasn't going to turn around and go back peddling and doing all the things that the crack whore's done and all these people out here, then there might be something to be said for checking things out. And like I said, you might have a few supportive people that could help us all out.
Please, females, please come out.
But there ain't nothing in this stuff. It's crazy.
Why are you guys hiding? What did I do wrong?
Baby, there's nothing out here, baby. You can see it's a zero. There's nothing out there. Just me and you making a video right now.
I'll be a good girl. I won't hurt y'all.
Baby, it's not that. They don't know there's not enough people. We've only give out our thing one time, and that was that one guy from the fire. That's it.
I've been giving other females.
Nobody else knows this. I've given it to people I don't know, tried to do that, but they won't do it. They want to stand on. They want to stay on that other stuff. They want to hand out other things. That's what I'm saying. The internet is not the place to meet people.
But baby, there's old people at the store. I want to be young.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. One chance is all it takes. One person is all it takes out of all the normal people. It could be somebody that don't normally get out. It could be somebody that's from Athens. It could be somebody from 10 Mile. There's other little local places.
But baby, we don't drive, sweetheart. We don't drive.
Well, they might. There's people, like I said, it depends on them. But it's just something, like I said, it would be nice to have. It would be nice to see it come true. But unfortunately, me and you both have to face the facts that it just may not happen. No, there's a good chance it's not going to. At the rate this stuff is going. And it's just a disappointment. So I mean, our buddy didn't help us any more than if we'd have found that site on our own. If we'd have had somehow upped on that, which it could have very well happened, because my wife looked on 2 or 3 things, by mistake the other day. Just happened to, like me, I punched, and I had things the other day that I had found and stuff, but you need coins and you need points or you need this or that to open this stuff up. I mean, like I said, the only good thing about that other thing that he give us it'd be if you want to talk to somebody from Hong Kong or whatever on the webcam stuff. Ain't nobody from America on there. If you go on the text thing, they'll say they're from America, but how do you know? You don't know because you're sitting there. You're blindly texting some person. It always puts stranger up there. No. Yeah, I mean they could type and tell you a name. I had somebody tried it, but as soon as the first thing that they're not interested in, they're gonna go bye. So that's why I said I know it's an uphill battle, and I'm telling my wife that now. But I'd much rather see it up in our face where we could see it.
Baby, I want people to be people.
I know. I do too, sweetie. I wish there was something. Makes your little heart.
I love them though. I get that. Easy.
Well, there ain't nobody out here right now. But yeah, I'm with her. If it was something, I'd like to see it happen too. I mean, it's like I said, it's not the only thing we're here for. I mean, we watch our own playlists. We look stuff up on here. I want to make that clear, but yeah, it'd be nice if somebody could help pass our stuff around a little bit. Maybe like their buddy or something, and just throw something out there a little bit. Try to help a fella out a little bit, if you could. But like I said, I'm not holding a gun to nobody's head and expecting anybody to do anything. But if it'd be nice, what Dirk? And I hear this all the time. Well, I ain't indicator. I don't. Yeah, well, I know that. I know a lot of people ain't, but I wouldn't give it up for the world. There's good weather out here. There's a lot nicer. Like I said, year round, we probably have every year we have one of the most mildest winters. Like I said, at times it can get 40 or 30 or 20 degrees at times here, but it never gets below 0 or negative temperatures here. So there's always usually a plus on it, whether it's 30, 40, 50. We don't have no tornadoes, hardly any bad weather to speak of. We get rain. During the winter you might get an inch or two of snow. 2 times in the whole history of Decatur, Tennessee, since I've been here on and off for the last 30 some odd years, I ain't seen but 2 times that it snowed over 2 inches. And that's 93, and the last one that we had was around 2009 or 10.
I just feel like hiding because
But like I said, it's what I'm trying to tell my wife. You don't get these opportunities that often. That opportunity that came all them months ago wouldn't have happened had she not wanted her little butt up there for who, and
he kept bugging me,
and I think
he told me I can't tell him no.
The only reason he picked that person up, let's face it, because
he said he knew her
because she had a hot ass and she had some good looking titties. That's why she was picked up.
No, he said he knew her from high school.
That's why he picked her little ass up.
He said he knew her from high school.
He would not have picked up I don't care what he said. He did not know that person no more than what he was doing to himself. He was a messed up wreck, and somebody
Yeah, but
putting on. I'm trying to talk, baby. Sweetheart. I'm not trying to be disrespectful on purpose because I want to be mean on purpose. These are facts. They'll go out there, any person knows, they'll go out there and they'll pick one of these people up off the road. They could be drug addicts, they could be anything in the world wrong with them. They could have a knife, a gun, God knows what. Fire could have got his killing in here. But because they got hot ice, some hot tits or something, and I go boom like that. Oh, well, I'll stop and pick that person up. Yeah. What if a cop comes behind you, notices you picking them up? What are you going to do? 9/10 of the law, 90% of the law.
You call that prostitution.
You're in possession of this person, and you go to jail with them.
Mm-hmm.
So she might as well have been a prostitute. Because that's exactly what I would say she was down there closest to.
He said he didn't want her to walk in the dark.
So if I had put, for example, if I had put an 80-year-old woman out there, or a 70-year-old woman, it doesn't matter, but a much older woman that has lived out her life and probably is damn near close to probably going in the ground, would that same person have stopped? You know what I know? The answer is no. It was because she had a nice ass and some big titties or something about her and that goddamn gleaming smile and all that shit. Like I said, yeah, we're hoping for somebody not old and gray, but and not, something.
I trust you to find some difference.
Well, I don't doubt that you couldn't do it either. But I'm just saying.
I find something you're not happy.
It's not that I'm not happy. It's the disappointment that they bring in here. And my wife don't know. My wife don't know no more than I do.
Yeah, but she had kids that love me too.
And that bothers me because if she don't know no more than I do, how's that supposed to work?
But she had them so we love me.
But I can't, like I said, I can manage certain things.
I miss so weak.
I don't miss that one, especially y'all would have to be here to see what she's talking about. I can't do it justice talking about that three-year-old brat.
No, honey, she could be mama.
I can't, and like I said, I can't be held responsible for these damn kids whose ass they crawl out of. If I can't have a certain thing done the right way, and I know I can't get along with them. Like I said, my wife would be probably better off when I'm dead and gone and find her a few little friends to hang around. She don't have to get married again, but hell, like I said, there's nothing that's going to get past me. I mean, they hide shit, they lie to you. So far, I've not seen anything close that could change my mind. Nothing even close. And as much as I'd like to see it change, I just don't believe it's humanly possible right now.
Please, females,
I'm sorry.
Please come out and talk.
I'm
a very sweet person.
Baby,
we both are.
Sweetheart, honey, sweetheart, we know that, honey. Sweetie, listen, sweetheart.
baby.
What?
I just wanted to be a big kid to eat this.
Sweetie, listen, you don't have to keep crying. Sweetie. Hey, it's alright. But I'm just gonna say how disappointed me and my wife was at this god awful internet crap that that would be out there. How would anybody have known about that small little itty bitty site that nobody can even get 5 seconds on till they most of them click the button anyway. They're not interested in talking to nobody. I'd much rather take my chances out here. If it don't happen, it don't happen. But I said if you find one, you can obviously find another. But this time, as long as it's took, I believe there has to be something. Like, Abba said, something special. Something would have to make that person or the event, in their case, an event, if they were to gotten back together, as they've said, they turned down $1 billion to get back together and do a concert. So this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna turn down every offer until it is done right. So if it took 7, 8 months, whatever it be, since February, if it's took that long, we started end of January. It was, but it went into February. But if it's took this long, there has to be a reason. I mean, she probably goes to church and prays about it quietly. Probably doesn't tell nobody nothing. Probably doesn't, and just goes up there and hopes it, a nut will fall down from the tree. But I don't
This
know.
preacher said the prayer always works.
Yeah, well, I have yet to see it work. I mean, except for one thing. Like I said, like 1,600 and some odd people here in this fucking little piece of shit town. I've run them all down. I just got through going to get my hair cut. They ain't nothing but men goes in there. And then on top of that, the grocery store gets about the same 50 fucking people that goes in there every week.
And we could run home with Miss Hazel.
And I just think, and my gut is normally right. I mean, the last time we had anything close as this 16-year-old girl sitting over there, and I ain't gonna put her name out here or nothing, because even I don't hardly remember it, but I'm not going to. But she's sitting over there and looked lonesome, so I had my wife go over there, because I thought she did look kind of like she might have been underage. I kind of could tell. But, and she had this goofball, and he wasn't no more paying attention to her. Of course, like I said, it's been 3 or 4, 5 times we've offered things. 2 or 3 times at certain points during, I worked at Hardee's and around, and I had stuff, happen up there. It wasn't no good. She's had 1 or 2 times she had had something. God, I mean, you can't even go into the freaking walking clinic without, somebody pulling some kind of bash stunts. You get somebody to talk, and it's just, it's either a ride home and that's it. That's all they're offering. Now, what we're offering, it's going to take somebody special that's looking for this, that knows they've wanted this for a while. Maybe it's somebody touched by the hand of a spiritual being or something. I don't know, but it has to be somebody special. Somebody that fits what we're looking for. We've said that here many times, somebody 20s, 30s, somebody slim to an average body type, somebody that, could handle an old fashioned way of looking at things kind of couple with a little bit of some new technology stuff. I don't mind checking out stuff like this. But as I said, it just depends on the lady. I mean, if she's, you know, she'd have to have everything right. She'd have to have everything, up there. Like I said, up there in the head. That's the main portion I worry about now, more than anything. Since I've had a couple of these nobodies coming up here, I have to worry about that. No, I'd rather somebody hit on me and my wife than having these people talk about drugs and alcohol and because at one time I was singing this damn song, this Kenny Chesney song one time. She kind of got upset, and at the time I was too, a little bit, but at the same time I didn't know what to do because it's supposed to have been somebody's wife. Had she been single, I probably it'd probably been all right if something kind of went along with it. But like I said, you're supposed to have been somebody I knew, a woman at the time. And she's coming down here because she didn't have anybody else doing anything, paying attention. But, and my wife got upset and it upset her. And I understand, see, at the time I didn't have anything. We didn't know this would be something we'd end up wanting to do. And like I said, it's not it's not because at the time, when all this stuff because like I said, when we first moved here, we had some of them people, had lived up there for 3 or 4 or 5 years. We've been here almost as long as we've been married. So it's changed quite a bit up there. There's 4 or 5 people practically got a car. Everybody else drives up there, choosing somebody else going up there and seeing some other person. That me and my wife took stuff up there. I had wrote letters numerous times, 4, 5, 6 letters to all these people that supposedly thought we mistreated this person down here. I didn't mistreat her. I gave her every chance, even gave her a second chance. She wanted that, not me. I was practically through. And I wanted to be through because me and my wife spent all the rest of that night putting her shit out there on the porch. I didn't want a second chance, but when she come in here in a nice way, she wasn't pitching one of her fits then. And see, I didn't even know what she wanted. My wife didn't know what she wanted. My wife didn't explain this whole deal to her. She didn't have much time, I guess, and all that other stuff like we've talked about. But that's why you don't want to rush anything. It's good to kind of go a little bit, just give them a little at a time. I mean, if we, like I said last time, what if you didn't have any other option? Well, I mean, then okay, but if there's an option to be had, we need to explore it because you don't want to just throw them all up in here and give them everything. If they wanted kids, hell, I want them to be my own kids, not somebody else's goddamn kids. And then I have to put up with somebody else's other fucking ugly man. I don't want to be seen around. And probably don't want to know. So, I mean, if we're going to have kids, they would want them to be of their own, They don't, and you can't, because if you can't, because I'm going to tell you something, I won't have to hand out whoopings, because my voice would be like my daddy yelling at me. He didn't have to hand out whoopings most time. Most time, after I got like 2 or 3 of them, I remember I could pretty well not repeat the same thing over. I usually didn't. I know I never repeated the bad report card thing. I only did that one time. But like I said, most of the time I didn't repeat the same stuff. So when I got a whooping, it's usually for something I did one time and I learned from it. So I didn't do it again. I definitely didn't run the house. Definitely back in when you was a kid, You didn't, do things you knew. Some people, well, see, my family always tried to act like he's religious, but they never was that, to me, that type of people. I mean, just going by what I saw, you know, it's a hard subject to talk about, but, I mean, like I always told my wife, they had every opportunity to take these kids to church, have them baptized, have them done all that. If they really believed in that, they had their opportunity, but they didn't do it. Wouldn't be up to me, and being up to them. Because what are we gonna do? But when you reach the age of accountability and you start looking at life and you start wanting to not do those sort of things, and you're not one of those that's really that's got that ingrained in you, then that's what we're talking about. That's the whole thing. That's why I'm saying there's a lot of misunderstandings here. That nothing, like me and my wife have realized nothing was followed through the way it should have been. Everything was just thrown together at the last minute. So all that, it's all right. It'll go on. But everything was thrown together at the last minute and thrown on us. And usually, I've always learned when something's thrown on you, it
It
don't
wasn't thrown on me. I
it don't
went
work.
up there and woke her up because, well, she was waking up, and I walked in the house to go get Courtney some
But I
coffee.
understand that.
Coffee for
It's
him. And she woke up and she heard me walk through the door because I was trying to be real quiet while she was asleep. I didn't want to wake her up. And the microwave woke her up when I opened the door. And me and Courtney was outside talking about TV shows and stuff. And she woke up and she said she went to who I was, and she said she was glad to meet me, and then she came outside and talked to us for a little while. And then Courtney told her, she needed to go home before dark. And she went and go home. He said, well, you can stay until in the morning before I go to work, because he worked at Dollar Tree. He said, I have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. I got to be at work by 6. He said, my boss will get mad if I'm not on time. And I told him, I said, Tammy would understand if you're a little bit late. The only thing you have to do is call in and say you're going to be a little bit late. I said, I know Tammy very well. Tammy's sweet. She wouldn't yell at you. And
yeah, like I said though, I do have to bear a slight responsibility for a little bit of this because, like I said, I hesitated just somewhat. I remembered I didn't
but I was trying to make you happy.
I wanted us both to be happy. I didn't. I thought this person was exactly what she drew up, but she wasn't. Like I said, was Iran girls?
But she said
No.
that she'd give me her heart and
Was
soul.
this person? If she gave you her heart, or us, as it would have to be phrased to be politically correct, there's two here. If she gave us her heart, then she would not have brought up all of that bullshit and been so mentally unstable to the point you couldn't take care of her. Right or wrong here. You couldn't control that. If you'd have brought anybody else up here, and just not her, I'm just saying, anybody else would have walked their little ass up here, you could have almost definitely said you never met them, because most time I haven't. 90% of these, 90 something percent of these people, I have never laid my eyes on. I don't know what foxhole they crawled in. I don't know what they've been through. It's not.
But I get so emotional easy, and I'm sorry for that.
I know you do.
And I try not to take my anger on anybody because
But
that's not how I was raised. That's not how I was raised to know.
I don't like to do it either, but I had no choice.
Because that's how my dad taught me not to take my anger on people. If I get angry, go outside and take a walk.
Listen, sweetie, and I agree with her. But when you're me and like I said, she tried to give this damn Looney Tune a chance.
But honey, she gave
And
me a
she
necklace and said that was
and she
our
could
hearts
and she couldn't
together.
she couldn't even provide for these goddamn kids she fucking had come out of her pussy. She couldn't do the one thing for them kids, which is provide them with financial stability and support. What did she have, honey? I want you to tell them.
She had nothing but food stamps.
All right. I ain't got no reason to lie. She had two damn parents of hers that were in their 70s
Bless their little hearts.
that I like more than anything else I saw in here.
You did.
And I can say they did not put her in no drug addict neighborhood.
They were sweet and loving.
They didn't go out there and tell her to do all that stuff to herself.
Her dad still lets me call him dad no matter what. But he said I can always call him dad.
You know, I don't know. And she, like I said, she saw the same things I did. Now she was trying to be a little bit more nicer, trying to make it work. Because like I said, you don't get a lot of opportunities.
And she said she would always
But she did not have the mental capability to hold a job down, nor did she have the capability of taking care of two kids that she had in her little Pepsi.
But
And them come out of her damn pussy for nothing.
Owen took care of Zoe, though.
Zoe was the biggest goddamn brat I ever seen, except for my
Maybe
stepsister.
she was like me. She loved her dad. That's normal for a baby
and
to
like
love
I
their
said,
daddy.
she was communicating with me like she was much older.
Well, she didn't like that you were talking bad about her dad.
Well,
and he's a nice
well,
fellow.
I didn't say he wasn't nice, but did Derek want to have to fool with this?
I told him it was okay as long as he didn't cause no trouble.
I didn't want to have to fool with looking at another ex-person's man. I didn't want to have to fool with nobody else's
I said
goddamn
the only thing
kid.
he could do was pick up, when they were here, he could pick up his kids as long as he didn't cause no trouble.
She didn't want him to. She wanted him up her ass 24/7.
Well, maybe she got him taken away from her.
She didn't want to do nothing with me or my wife. That's what I'm trying to explain. That's why it's not.
She was trying to be a mother, and I was letting her try to be a mother.
She wasn't nothing. She had nothing to provide these people. Like I said, that's what I'm saying. What's the use of her having kids if she can't provide for them?
I could have.
She's lazy.
I could have lifted
She's lazy as fuck. And the only thing that she cared about was these goddamn fucking kids that didn't have to be here. And like I said,
if the Ray County would let me take Zoe,
I don't want these damn kids. I don't want to have to put up with these damn.
But Zoe called me Mama, didn't you?
Baby,
Mama. It was only one night.
Boo
Could
boo.
get her to stop crying.
Look, sweetie. I tried to tell my wife, you can't have her on one side and me on another. I understand. She liked one, I liked another. I liked the one that was older. She acted like an adult. I don't like little brats. I don't like back talking 3-year-olds. I don't like the mental abuse that this woman came in here. We didn't know there was fucking kids and ex-husband involved. Sitting there saying they had to put up with this. No, we don't. My wife didn't have to put up with it. I didn't have to put up with it. I just made the call for her to go on. Because I knew I could not mentally take anymore. And if I was going to have to run the risk of 6 months afterwards or whenever one of them damn fucking little checks come through the mail again, which we got ours
Ours a little bit earlier.
We got ours about two months after this fucking whore left the house.
Yeah.
So we went out and did what we had to do, get things for the house. Even bought one of them goddamn blowed up beds.
Charlie wrote us a nice text.
What?
Your spending bill is due soon. If you already made a payment, thank you and please disregard this notice.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, they were letting us know she paid it. They tell us thank you for the payment.
Well, don't worry about it. Just ignore it then.
I was right over nothing.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Like I said, she paid it if I just had it where they could do that, and that way you at least know. You don't have to write that back. It's just a free message telling you. I think. But anyway, we just, like I said, I don't know what more to say, but like I said, I was on one side and my wife was on another on it to a degree, and I was one that really made the last decision. And because my wife came in here, I was in the bathroom. I'd already give this person more than enough chances. And as much as I wanted to have something like that work out, like I said, she wouldn't sit down long enough. She didn't like to do any of the things we wanted to do. She's one of them that was like a loner. And she just didn't have the type of personality I'd like to see. And no laughing, no giggling, nothing. Just like it reminded me of my mother. You could stick her in front of you in 5 minutes. A tornado could come through at any time. Over the stupidest stuff, like I named last night, medicine being gone. And then you find it in a couple minutes whenever you calm your little butt down. You find stuff. It finds you. And the other stuff, like I said, the so-called her friend got hurt, her friend got raped or whatnot. Well, who the fuck cares? What are you going to be able to do that would make? And even if it was true, we don't know if it was true or not. It's just hearsay. Calls me, my wife wasn't there. I'm not saying I condone it, but I'm saying if I didn't see it, my wife didn't see it, how can you trust somebody that's mentally unstable? It's not all there. Like I say, it's the same person that left a job. They didn't fire her. She was one left it. She got tired of it. She had no better. If she had something like that and was able to keep it, you ought to kept it. No matter what you think of your bosses and stuff. Sometimes, especially when you're in her position and you want credibility, you've got to be providing. I mean, you could have simply took that old man, dealt with your problems, dealt with your issues, and worked that shit out. And me and my wife would never had to see your monkey ass up here. And them goddamn kids. And like I said, I just can't say it enough. There was one of them I did like over the other, but if I couldn't like both of them, I couldn't make it work. So that's why I was preferring that from now on, that I hope there ain't no kids. Because they ain't none of our own, we just certainly don't need them. because it would do us no good. Because I would raise them up the same way my daddy raised me, the way my mother raised me, the old-fashioned way, and that's it. That's the only way to be. Always work. It's not that hard. And like I said, I fully understand where my wife comes from. She just gets emotional about some things. My emotions are a lot different from hers a lot of times. Excuse me. Oh, man. But you know what? In the end, we all see it the same way. It might take her longer. And yes, like I said, I didn't like having to be harsh. I didn't want to be harsh. I actually wanted to be a lot different from that. But the circumstances, notwithstanding, were out of my hands and out of my control. I couldn't control this person with anything I said, and ultimately, I couldn't put up with the 3-year-old little brat. I mean, that's her mama's fault, not anybody else's. She knew that's where she needed to be. She knew that's who was providing. That's who he was paying and doing his part. I will give him that. But I didn't ask to see him come around here. I did not want to have anything to do with that. And had had I known 75% of this mess, I would have left her sitting. My wife would have been able to convince me to take his crap otherwise. This is one of the lowest things you can have happen. It's unfortunate that it happened to my wife, and then she got suckered into what this damn crack whore sitting there spilling. My goodness, I mean, I'm sympathetic toward people that know how to act, know how to be, but I'm not sympathetic to people that don't respect me and my old fashioned ways of looking at things. And I don't like the new technology of today. I can't stand it. And I'm sorry, but this is our our ways are going to have to be when we get out. That's our opportunity. It's not a big one. It might be 2 or 3 hours. It might be 6 hours. But whenever we're out and about, that's our opportunity to make something happen, to make something count. It's our opportunity to have whatever it is happen. If it don't happen, it's not because we didn't try. We're not going to sit there, like we've said before, and I've stated this, I'm not going to sit there and announce it all over the world. I think this damn video does a good job. My buddy says he listens to our videos. I'm not somebody who's going to censorship how I feel about things. My wife's not that type of person. I don't belong on these censorship sites. I don't belong on some freaking monitored site that's going to cause problems for me or my wife, or they're going to sit there and tell me how I can talk to people when they're not anything interested in nobody anyway, and they're not even in the United States, or they ain't even anything local. So if that's all that there is to offer us, then like I said, we just might as well take this thing in our own hands. I've done the part for you. I went on a video last night or this morning, and I made a short one, put all our stuff out there. But like I said, we just have to take what we got right now. All we got is our buddy from Ohio. He gets on here every now and then, and we have text on here when we're on live video. He works, like I said, but he knows what what we're on here for. Like I said, it's not just this, but we're on here. We look up stuff. If we was on here all day long, you'd kill me. I couldn't make a video that long. But like I said, I'm gonna get off here in a few seconds because it's gonna be 1 hour, and so I'm gonna get off here now. But hope everybody has a good day. We'll see you later, Dylan. Bye.